Hi there, I'm Dr. Adrian Larson, and I am the U.S. distributor for the Pointoselect Digital. And I have been hearing rumors about another version of the Pointoselect Digital that people can get apparently in Germany that's not FDA cleared, it can't be brought into the U.S., and folks saying, oh, you got to get the German one, it's more reliable, it's more accurate. And I wanted to know, since you can't get one in the US and it's illegal to import one, I decided I'm going to have to do what I have to do. So I'm going to Germany, I'm getting one, we're going to test it out head to head, and we're going to find out once and for all what the story is with the Pointoselect Digital in Germany.
Hey everybody, here I am at Senden, Germany, just outside of Münster, and I am looking forward to today because I am picking myself up a surprise. So I will look forward to showing you as soon as I get it.
Okay, I got it. Here it is. Check this out. I've got the Pointoselect Digital German model. Here we go. Let's take a look and see what we get for our euros. We've got a paper manual here, black and white, written in German. Looks like a translation of the prior Chinese. Okay, good. What else do we have? Oh, this is interesting. So here we've got our Pointoselect, and on the back, let's see, we've got the name of a manufacturer and the name of a distributor, all in German. Good. Let's see, we've got battery. Let's get that put in there. Let's see if this is going to be the same. All right, there we go. And it's saying no HS, no handset, of course, because we haven't plugged in the handset. So we've got our ground cable here, and we'll put on our belt clip. There we go. We've got our handset here. All right. Looks very much the same. The printing's different. The color on the buttons are different. Just plug her on in and get rid of that. There we go. Okay. Yep, no longer complaining about no handset. And look at this. Now that's a ground bar. I got pretty good size hands. That's more than a handful. But it's also hollow. Can you see that? You can see right through. It's a tube. It's a hollow tube with another tube kind of soldered inside there. So we'll connect up our tube to our tube. Connect that up. There we go. Okay. Let's see what we got. So there's silver, there's gold, and other than that, looks the same. If I hit T, I get the treatment light. That light is red, would not be allowed under FDA regulations. In fact, I'm surprised it's allowed at all. Under the new regulations, red lights are only for a danger or warning condition. Interesting. Older design, apparently. All right. Well, so far so good. I can't wait to get back to the lab and do some testing. Let's check it on out. Okay, so as I was packing everything back up, I just noticed something really interesting. I noticed that these stickers didn't quite seem to fit down into the cutout in the plastic. And so I got a little curious and just lifted the corner of this sticker here. And as you can see, there's another sticker underneath it. So there's a sticker on top of a sticker. I did not peel it off yet because I wanted to do that on camera. So I want to see what it says and why there's a sticker over a sticker. Okay, now this one says manufacturer. Let's see. The old one said Pieren Kemper Group. New one says Pieren Kemper Group. Acupuncture Carl Blum something was a distributor that put their sticker over the prior one. The prior sticker says Schwab Medico. So I guess it's just a distributor thing that whoever distributes it apparently puts their own sticker on it. So hence the double stickering. That's interesting. Did not know that. Okay, I am back from Germany, back home in my own lab, and I'm super excited to test out my new Pointoselect digital. I've got my Fluke 87V multimeter here. I've got it set in frequency mode, and I'm going to test the frequency output to see how accurate it is and if it's providing the actual frequency that it says it's providing on the screen when we're doing the no-GA frequencies like you would use in auriculotherapy. So I'm going to turn the unit on here and walk through the settings. I've got it set for 40 volt stimulation intensity, 2.3 hertz for the frequency, and the impulse width is 120 microseconds. And so with that, we are ready to test. I'm also using a 1K ohm resistor in the circuit. That provides the test load, and that's important when you're testing an output circuit like this because it simulates the human that would be in this circuit if you were treating a human. If you don't have that test load in there, you won't get accurate results. So we'll go ahead and plug that in. And as you can see, we're getting good conductivity through the 1K. So let's go ahead and stimulate. All right, 2.3 gives us 2.30. Perfect. Right down to the hundredth of a hertz. 4.6, 4.60. Beautiful. 9.1, 9.10. Hundredth of a hertz. That is highly accurate. I'm loving it. All right, 18.3 gives us 18.29, off by 1/100th of a hertz. That is beautifully accurate. That's less than 1% variance. We go to 36.5 and we get 36.46, 400ths of a hertz difference. Still very, very tight tolerances. Obviously a well-made unit. 73 gives us 72.83. Excellent. And 146 gives us 145.29. So you can't ask for better than that. I'm very pleased with how that's turning out. There we go, back to 2.3, 2.30. Very nice. Now, what I'm going to do, I've heard people making all kinds of claims and statements about how the blue version of this particular unit isn't accurate, or how it's made of inferior quality or inferior materials. I've heard all kinds of things. And I want to test, and I'm going to leave the camera running so you can see there's no editing going on, no funny business at all. I'm just going to set this right where the other one was. We're going to hook it up, and I want to test them head to head. Now, the tricky part is always hooking up to that precision tip. There we go. Got it. First try. All right. So let's go ahead and turn it on. Let's check my settings. And I am doing 40 volts, same as the other unit. And we'll start with 2.3 hertz, no GAA. 120 microsecond impulse, exactly the same as the other unit. And we are ready to go. So I'll hook this up, getting good conductivity through our load resistor, our 1K load. And so let's start with stimulation. 2.30, 2.30, perfect. 4.6, 4.60. 9.1, 9.10, right down to the hundredth. 18.3 gives us 18.29. It's off by 1/100th of a hertz, just like the white unit was, exactly the same.
36.5 gives us 36.46, off by 0.04 of a hertz. Again, exactly the same as the white unit. 73 gives us 72.83, and 146 gives us 145.29. Exactly, precisely the same, all the way down to the 100th of a hertz as the other unit. So there we have it. You would not be able to get down to the 100th of a hertz if there was any difference in the circuit design, the quality of the materials, the quality of the components. There's way too many variabilities that would introduce inaccuracy into that circuit if there was any difference at all. And the fact is, there's not any difference at all. The only difference is the color of the case. When you look at these two units, they are exactly, precisely the same. Now, if you like white, then suppose you can get a white unit, except they are not FDA cleared, therefore they can't be legally imported into the United States, used in the US, can't treat patients with them, all of that good stuff. The blue one is FDA cleared. The reason is that they're distributed by different companies. It's just a private labeling arrangement where the company that puts the blue case on it went through the trouble to get the FDA clearance. The company that put the white case on it hasn't done that work or spent that money. That's really the only difference between the units, guys, and we've got the proof right here. They're both highly accurate units, they're both excellent, and I would recommend either one. Since the blue one is available, that's the one I go with. Well, I have to admit, I'm intrigued at this point. I've got these two units, they seem to be exactly the same in every way measurable, and I've just got to know. So I'm going to go ahead and take them apart. Let's see what's inside. Let's see if they're the same in there. Starting with my own personal unit here. Okay, there we have that one. Let's do the same over here. Okay, there we go. What do we have inside? Well, to start with, they both look pretty darn identical. Let's see if we can get the camera a little closer here. Yeah, there we go. We've got the same board, same layout. Looks like we've got a microcontroller here. That would be the brains of the unit. We've got another large chip. That's probably going to be the LCD, the display controller, and a few other microcircuits or microchips here, integrated circuits in the same places. Board layout looks to be exactly the same in every respect. Let's take a look and see what we've got here. Okay, so this big yellow unit, that's a large transformer. That gives you the high voltage output. There's the crystal for running the microcontroller. That's going to be a relay. That's probably the relay that turns the treatment on and off. And then this is the display here. You can see the edge of it. It's got these long legs so that it stands up from the circuit board, so that when the circuit board sits down in, whoops, then you got it where it belongs. And since this came off, okay, that's interesting. Let's yeah, there we go. So yeah, these two are precisely the same. The silk screening, one is black, one is white, same symbols. Looks like there's a blue sticker right there they put over that, telling you to read the manual. If you read German, that'll help. All right, so I can't pull this off. There's a ribbon cable in here, right there, that connects the circuit board to the membrane switches on the front. And so I would have to unsolder that to take that out. But I think we can see everything we need to see on the board here. let's take a look at the, there we go. All right, so get that in view and then see if we can get a look at that microcontroller. What do we have here? There we go. Okay. So it's a PIC microcontroller. That's a family of microcontrollers, PIC 16F873A. And that's the brains of the unit. That's what runs the programming that makes it do what it does. And if we look over here, PIC 16F873A. Yeah, it's the same one. So same brain running these things, and then this other big board, big circuit IC, which I think is the display driver. We have an NXP PCF 8576CH and NXP PCF 8576CH-L. That's probably just a family designation. It's the same chip. One might be different temperature designation or something, but that's just running the display, so that's not going to change how your unit operates at all. I noticed that right here we have the ROHS, ROHS marking, it's commonly called. See if we can focus that. And there we go. And that means that it is certified to be free of lead and toxic heavy metals. That's a European manufacturing requirement, and so I'm surprised the German one isn't marked that way, but undoubtedly it complies. It has to in order to be sold. Now, you'll notice the circuit boards are different colors, and that's probably because getting circuit boards made, that's kind of a commodity thing. You just, there's lots and lots of circuit board factories. You give them your design, they make your board, they hand it back to you. And so these were either made at different factories to the same design standard, or they were made during different runs at the same factory. I know for a fact originally all these units were made at the same factory, and I don't know if they still are or not, but clearly it's the same design. We've got the same sticker there. It looks like in every respect they're building them exactly the same way. Let's take a look at these cases here, made out of ABS plastic. We've got the same ejector pin marks, looks like the same mold. As far as I can tell, the way the mold's designed and everything seems to be the same in every respect. And so there's a good chance these are made on the same mold, and simply use blue plastic for one of them, white plastic for the other. That's common in manufacturing. Once you have a mold, you can make any color you want, just whatever color plastic you choose to mold it in. Well, having looked over this, it appears to me that the construction, the components, the quality of the design, every bit of it is exactly, precisely the same in every way. And the only thing that would be different is the color. Oh, hey, one other thing I just noticed. I noticed that there is a little serial number on the circuit board here. And so let me get the inspection camera in here again, and let's see if we can see that serial number. There it is. It's kind of hard with that light on that camera. LP LCD PSA V02. Let's look at this one. LP LCD PSA V02 ROHS. Yeah, so same board design, same board specification. These are the same board.
Made in China, you say? Let me just say a quick word about made in China. I realize that for most of our lives, that's kind of been a buzzword for low quality. But guys, that's the past. You realize that your phone was made in China. I don't care if it's an Android or an iPhone, it was made in China. Your computer was made in China. You're probably watching this video right now on a device that was made in China. Your iPad was made in China. Probably all the electronics you own were made in China, and all the electronics in the car that you drive were probably made in China. The point is, things like that get made in China because they're good at it. In fact, they lead the world in electronics manufacturing. So the fact that the Pointoselect digital is made in China, I find that very comforting. I think that's great. It gives us a great product at a good price. And you know, even the so-called German Pointoselect digital was probably made in China, which I think is great. I'd rather it be made there where they make iPhones and iPods than have it be made in Germany. Well, let's summarize what we've learned. We've tested, we've taken them apart, we've looked at them inside and outside, and we've shown that the two versions of the Pointoselect digital are in fact the same device. One is put in a white case, it's CE marked for label or for sale in the European Union, and the other is put in a blue case, it's FDA cleared for sale in the United States. And that's the only difference between the two. There's a distributor that sells them in Europe, there's a distributor that sells them in the United States. Therefore, when you order the Pointoselect digital from Meridia Technology, you can rest assured that what you're getting is tested, is reliable, is exactly what you think you're getting, and is every bit as good as you've heard. Now, there's one other issue that I want to bring up, and this is important, and I have to thank my good friend John Howard for bringing this to all of our attention. See, he wanted to get some of these for a class, and so he actually went online and found some on Alibaba for a ridiculously low price, and I've seen them from time to time on eBay for like pennies on the dollar, and that should be your first clue that you might not be getting what you think you are. Anyway, he brought one in, he did the testing on it, and the one that he got was apparently some kind of a cheap knockoff because it was wildly inaccurate. The frequencies were completely wrong. The thing was totally the wrong device altogether, and yet it looked just the same. The moral of the story is you got to know who you're dealing with. If you go buy on eBay or Alibaba and ship something from overseas, first of all, you're importing it illegally. You don't want to do that. That could get seized, you could get in trouble. Secondly, it's not FDA cleared. You don't know whether it's safe, you don't know whether it's effective, you don't even know what the output is. And he proved that with the testing that he did. Now, we work directly with the manufacturer. We know what we're getting. And we are the only authorized U.S. distributor. But because of the problem of counterfeits and potential other sources, we've taken the extra step to protect you. We test every single unit that comes in. We make sure that the output is correct, that you're getting the genuine article, and that it is exactly what you expect it to be. And once we've tested it and certified it, we put our certification label right here so that you know the one you're getting has been tested and certified and we stand behind it. That way you'll know that you have a warranty, training, service, tech support, everything you need. Don't trust the knockoffs. I don't know what they're selling overseas, if it's factory seconds that somebody took home and tried to sell online, or if some other company has knocked it off and they're making junk. But when you get it from Meridia Technology, you can trust that it's been tested, certified, and reliable. So go ahead and order with confidence. You're going to be glad you did. And until then, I wish you all the success in the world treating your patients using auriculotherapy and getting great results.